This video looks at dominance matrices and round robin examples. Now, sporting competitions have different rules about how to determine a winning team or player in a round robin competition. In a round robin tournament, each player plays every other team exactly once. Okay, or each player plays every other player exactly once. Now, we're going to assume that none of the games result in a draw, and our aim is to rank the teams. So sometimes it's obvious which are the dominant contestants. However, often the competition is very close and it may be necessary to determine a winner or a finalist from several competitors. And that's where dominance matrices comes into play. Now, dominance matrices represent one method for evaluating the performance of teams and individuals in a sporting competition. If Team A play against Team B in a competition and Team A win, then Team A has a first order dominance over Team B. Okay, because Team A beat Team B directly. So that's first order dominance. Now, if Team A wins against Team B and Team B wins against Team C, then Team A has a second order dominance over Team C. So because Team A beat Team B and Team B beat Team C, you can say that Team A is better than Team C if you want to think about it that way. So it's second order dominance. Now, this is significant because in sport, you often infer what's called a transitive relationship between teams. If Team A is strong enough to defeat Team B, who have already defeated Team C, then you might reasonably expect Team A to defeat Team C. Of course, we all know that that doesn't always happen, but that's what we're talking about in terms of first order and second order dominance. So let's look at an example. A round robin rugby comp is held between 4 schools, A, B, C, D. This will result in 6 games because each team plays each other team only once. A versus B, A versus C, A versus D. So all our A's are done. B versus C, B versus D, and then we're left with C versus D. Now the results are that A defeats B and C, and in this diagram I can show that with an arrow. So A defeats B and C, B defeats C and also D, C defeats D, and D defeats A. So we can see that team A and B win more, okay, because they each won two games, whereas C and D only defeated one other team. But which is the dominant team? Is it team A or is it team B? We're going to use matrices to do that. So to turn these results into a matrix, first of all, our diagonal is going to be 0. Okay, we then know that A defeats B and C. So we put a 1. A defeats B and A defeats C. Didn't defeat D. Okay, B defeated C and D. So didn't defeat A, but defeated C and D. C defeats D, so 1 there, so the others have to be 0. And D defeats A, so the other cells are 0. Okay, so from there, we can see our scores. So if we add going across, for A, they've got 2, B has got 2, C has got 1, and D has got 1. And we knew that from the results. So Team A won 2 games, Team B won 2, C won 1, D won 1. Now we can represent our scores as a vector or a matrix. And if you look at your Pearson text, they do this, and they call that a first order power vector. So we now need to distinguish between team A and B. To do that, we look at two-step dominance matrix or second order influence. So to try and distinguish between schools A and C, we're going to calculate D squared. Now if we come back to our diagram, you can see that A beat B and B beat D, A beat C and C beat D. So that means that team A has second order dominance over Team D on 2 separate occasions. So let's look at D squared, which is going to equal D times D. Now you could do that by hand, or you can do it on your calculator. So that's our D squared. Now you'll also see this 2 here for A versus D. So that's that Team A has second order dominance over Team D on 2 separate occasions. So if we look at the score from this, adding up, going across, so 1 plus 2 is 3, 1 plus 1 is 2, 1, 2, and that is our second order power vector. Now if we combine those and go D plus D squared, so that's our D and that's our D squared, 0 plus 0, 0, 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, 0 plus 2 is 2. So you're just adding the corresponding elements, and then we can get our score from that. So 2 plus 2 plus 1 is 5, 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 2 is 4, 1 plus 1 is 2, and then 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. Now note, that's our power vector, which is 5, 4, 2, 3. And you'll also see that P equals P1 plus P2. If you go back, 3 plus 2 is 5, 2 plus 2 is 4, 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3. So now we have our ranking. So therefore, first is Team A, second is Team B, third is Team D, and fourth is Team C. So Team A has the highest dominance ranking.